evening on Oliveboard. As you're very well aware, we have started conducting this session, in fact, a series on RBI Grade B, in which we're going to cover a lot of questions pertaining to your conceptual framework and the associated understanding with that. So, of course, I think, if I'm not wrong, we have completed about 9 to 10 sessions on that. And today I'm going to conduct another session in which we're going to cover industrial and labor policy. And I'm going to discuss certain sample questions and hot button topics and hot button areas, which are absolutely critical from the point of view of examination. So, without wasting any more time, let's begin. And also, I'm a little apologetic about the fact that we are starting about 5 minutes late today. But anyways, I'll try to make up for that. So let's begin. Okay, so today's topic is industrial and labor policy MCQs. This must be lecture number 10 or 11. So that's a typo over there. So we are currently dealing with ESI and finance. Question number 1. The main objectives of the industrial policy of the government are to maintain a sustained growth in productivity, to enhance gainful employment, to achieve optimal utilization of human resources, to attain international competitiveness, to transform India into a major partner and a player in the global arena. Which of the following is incorrect? A 1 and 2, B 1, 4 and 5, C 2 and 3, and D none of the above. So we are talking about the incorrect statements in this. Which are the statements? To maintain a sustained growth in productivity, to enhance gainful employment, to achieve optimal utilization of human resources, to attain international competitiveness, to transform India into a major partner and a player in the global arena. Which of the following is incorrect? A 1 and 2, B 1, 4 and 5, C 2 and 3, and D none of the above. What do you think is the correct answer? Expecting all of you to be a part of this session. Rimjim, of course, you are going to get the PDFs on our website and on our app as well. I'm going to upload everything over there. Hello, Nilesh. So Ishita is saying the answer is D. Nilesh is also of the opinion that the answer is D. Pranjal also feels that the answer is D. So let's take a look at the answer. I'll wait for another 10 seconds for any of you who want to be a part of this exercise and have yet not answered the first question. So I'll wait for another 10 seconds. The main objectives of the industrial policies of the government are. So you have 5 statements on your screens. Which of the following is incorrect? A 1 and 2, B 1, 4 and 5, C 2 and 3, D none of the above. Okay. So the answer is D, none of the above. Right. So all of you have given the correct answer. Congratulations on that. Right. All of these which are listed on your screens are the objectives of the industrial policy of the government. कई बार क्या होता है आरबीआई आपको कई स्टेटमेंट्स देगा कंफ्यूज करने के लिए, तो आपने कंफ्यूज नहीं होना है. ओके, ये सारे मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स में आएंगे. राइट. मूविंग ऑन टू क्वेश्चन नंबर 2. कंसीडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स. Statement number 1. Industrial policy 1948 was the first economic policy of the country. Statement number 2. The policy also decides the model of economic system, that is the mixed economy. Which of the following statements is or are correct? A. Only 1. B. Only 2. C. Both are correct. D. Neither 1 nor 2. Good evening, Rimjim. Welcoming you once again on board and hoping that you will answer this question, all of you. So Rimjim feels the answer is C, both. Both the statements are correct according to Rimjim. Let's take a while, or let's wait for a while for others also to give the answer. Ishita also feels the answer is C, and likewise Nilesh also feels that the answer is C. Right. So I'll wait for another 10 seconds for you to give the correct answer or for you to come out with the correct answer. Industrial Policy 1948 was the first economic policy of the country. Second, the policy also decides the model of the economic system, that is the mixed economy. Which of the following statements is or are correct? 1, 2, both 1 and 2, neither 1 nor 2. So, having waited for another 10 seconds, I'm tempted to give you the correct answer. Let's move on. The answer is C. All of you have given the correct answer. Both the statements are correct. It could be asked as a 2 marker in phase 2. The Industrial Policy 1948 was indeed the first economic policy of the country. And it was this policy which decided that we are going to adopt a mixed economic model. Okay. So moving on to question number 3. According to the Industrial Policy 1991, the number of industries reserved for public sector was reduced from 17 as per the 1956 policy to only 8 industries. Statement number 2. In 2002, a Competition Act was passed which had replaced the MRTP Act. Statement number 3. FEMA is replaced by FERA. Which of the following statements are incorrect? A. 1 and 3. B. 2 only. C. 3 only. D. All of the above. Hello, Prashant. So what do you think is the correct answer? Again, this looks like a question which is basically based on your factual understanding of the topic. So the statement 1 is according to the Industrial Policy 1991, the number of industries reserved for public sector was reduced from 17 as per the 1956 policy to only 8 industries. In 2002, a Competition Act was passed which has replaced the MRTP Act. Question statement number 3, FEMA was replaced by FERA. Which of the following statements are incorrect? So I can see that Kabir has given B as the answer. Prashant feels that A is the answer. Ishita feels that A is the answer. Pranjal feels that B is the answer. Right. So I'll wait for another 10 seconds. ध्यान से पढ़िए क्वेश्चन स्टेटमेंट को और बताइए कि क्या सही जवाब हो सकता है. Okay. So Ranjita and Nilesh both are saying that the FERA was replaced by FEMA. I don't know. I'll wait for another 10 seconds to reveal the correct answer to you. So the correct answer is C. Right? C is the correct answer. Okay. The number of industries reserved for public sector was reduced from 17 to only 8 industries. They are arms and ammunition, atomic energy, coal, mineral oil, mining of iron ore, manganese ore, gold, silver, mining of copper, lead, zinc, atomic minerals and railways. So yeah, these are the key facts. These are the key takeaways. Okay. Right. The MRTP limit was 100 crores so that the mergers and acquisitions and takeovers of the industry could become possible. In 2002, a Competition Act was passed which replaced the MRTP Act. Right. And you are all correct that the FEMA replaced or the FERA replaced by FEMA. Okay. So yes, Pranjal and Nilesh, both of you are correct. So these are the key takeaways. I hope that you have taken it down in your copies. MRTP stands for Monopolies, Restrictive and Trade Practices Act. Okay. Question number 4. Consider the following statements. The Foreign Exchange Management Act, that is FEMA, covers all India's residents including those living inside or outside the country. Statement number 2. According to FEMA Act, non-polluting industries might be set up anywhere. Polluting industries to be set up at least 25 kilometers away from the million cities. Million cities means cities having a population of 1 million. So which of the following statements is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Both 1 and 2. And D. Neither 1 nor 2. What do you think is the correct answer? Manjot feels the answer is A. 1 only. Ishita feels the answer is C. Both 1 and 2. I'm waiting for some more responses to filter in. Waiting for more aspirants to contribute and to be a part of this invigorating exercise. Consider the following statements. Statement number 1. FEMA covers all India residents including those living inside or outside the country. Statement number 2. According to FEMA, non-polluting industries might be set up anywhere whereas polluting industries are to be set up at least 25 kilometers away from the million cities. So Ishita and Nilesh feel the answer is C. Both 1 and 2 are correct. Ranjita feels the answer is B. Only 2 is correct. and Manjot feels the answer is A. Only one is correct. Okay, so waiting for more responses to filter in before I reveal the correct answer to you in about the next 5 seconds here. Okay, so the correct answer is C. Ishita and Nilesh have given the correct answer. Both the statements are correct. FEMA, it will cover the residents living inside or outside the country. And according to FEMA, non-polluting industries might be set up anywhere, whereas polluting industries can be set up at least 25 kilometers away from the million cities. So that is your key takeaway, right? So according to FEMA Act, the industries were classified into polluting and non-polluting categories, and a highly simple provision deciding their location was announced. The non-polluting industries could be set up anywhere, whereas the polluting industries were to be set up at least 25 kilometers away from the cities with a 1 million population. Okay. So I can see that many of you have given the correct answer as C, especially Yogita, Deepika. Okay, so moving on. Question number 5. Consider the following statements. Statement 1. Any private, public, joint sector or state government or its agencies, foreign agency can be set up as an SEZ. Statement number 2. The government acquires vast land tracts and gives to the developers. The basic condition involves that 75% of the area of SEZ must be used only for export related activities. Rest 25% area can be used for economical and social infrastructure. However, all SEZ benefits are applicable over the entire SEZ area. Which of the following statements is or are correct? A. 1 only. B. 2 only. C. Neither 1 nor 2. D. Both 1 and 2. देखिए आपको आरबीआई में कई बार पैराग्राफ्स दिए जाते हैं, तो हो सकता है कि आपको एसईजेड्स के बारे में एक पैराग्राफ दिया जाए, and then you will be expected to answer some questions associated with the subject in that paragraph. If the subject of that paragraph is SEZ, तो हो सकता है कि ये सारे questions आपको आ जाए, and in those paragraphs this kind of information will not be present, right? And SEZ is a hot and burning area, right? So it's of course very important to be understood. So what do you think is the correct answer, aspirants? Come on, up the ante. Nilesh feels the answer is D, both 1 and 2 are correct. Ranjita feels the answer is D, both 1 and 2 are correct. What do you think is the correct answer? Any private, public, joint sector or state government or its agencies or even a foreign agency can set up a special economic zone. Statement number 2. The government acquires vast land tracts and gives it to the developers. The basic condition involves that 75% area of the SEZ must be used only for export related activities. Rest 25% area can be used for economical and social infrastructure. However, all SEZ benefits are applicable over the entire SEZ area. I'm expecting more responses from an August audience like yours. I can understand that the questions are a little bit on the tougher side, but of course, you must make all efforts to answer the tough questions also. Yes, Manjot, at the end of my lecture, I can give you my mail ID also. Not a problem. So Ishita feels that the answer is A, 1 only. Okay. Manjot, if your query is relatively straightforward, you could ask here on the chat itself. So I'll give you another 5 seconds to answer the question. कोई बात नहीं प्रशांत, आज नहीं आ रहा, एग्जाम के दिन जरूर आएगा, ये मेरा वादा है. और वो एग्जाम के दिन इसलिए आएगा आपको क्योंकि आज आप मेहनत कर रहे हो. These are your key takeaways. Okay. You feel only 2 is the correct answer. That is B. Let's see the correct answer. The answer is A. Ishita has given the correct answer. Right. So hats off to you, Ishita. Ishita is correct because I have inverted the provisions here. पहला स्टेटमेंट तो सही है that any private agency, public agency, joint sector company or a state government or its agencies or even a foreign agency can set up an SEZ, right? But दूसरा स्टेटमेंट में गड़बड़ है. गड़बड़ क्या है? 25% of the area must be used only for export related activities and rest 75% area can be used for economical and social infrastructure. तो यहाँ पे मैंने उल्टा कर दिया है, right? बाकी तो कंडीशंस चेंज हो गई, अगर कंडीशंस चेंज हो गई तो स्टेटमेंट नंबर 2 इनकरेक्ट हो गया. तो दैट इज योर की टेक अवे. What is your key takeaway from this question? 25% of the area of the SEZ must be, look at the language, must be used only for export related activities, and the rest 75% area can be used for economical and social infrastructure. कोई बात नहीं प्रशांत, अभी तो पता चल गया. ओके, इंडिया का प्राइवेट पोर्ट भी है एक, राइट, जो अदानी ऑपरेट करता है, जिसे हम जिसे कहते हैं मुंद्रा पोर्ट एंड एसईजेड, एमपीएसईजेड कहा जाता है. दैट वाज इंडियाज फर्स्ट प्राइवेट पोर्ट. ओके, क्वेश्चन नंबर 6. कंसिडर द फॉलोइंग स्टेटमेंट्स. NIMZ aims to provide a productive environment for persons transitioning from the primary to the secondary and tertiary sectors. NIMZ can be proposed with a land area of at least 5,000 hectares. Third, land will be selected by state governments and preference would be given to cultivable land. Okay. Now, which of the following statements is or are correct? A, 2 and 3, B, 3 only, C, 1 and 2, D, all of the above. Okay. So, पहले तो मुझे एक बात बताओ, NIMZ stands for what? चलो यही बता दो. Let's start with this. What do you think NIMZ stands for? इट्स अ वेरी, मतलब आरबीआई में तो ग्रेड बी फेज 1 या फेज 2 में तो आपको 1 मार्कर भी पूछ सकते हैं. NIMZ स्टैंड्स फॉर, इस तरह का भी क्वेश्चन आ सकता है. पहले ये तो बता दो NIMZ स्टैंड्स फॉर व्हाट. मीनवाइल सूरज हैज गिवन द आंसर. सूरज फील्स दैट सी 1 and 2 आर बोथ करेक्ट, राइट. व्हाट डू यू थिंक NIMZ स्टैंड्स फॉर? नेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जोन. ऑल ऑफ यू, डू यू अग्री विद प्रशांत? इशिता भी कह रही है नेशनल इन्वेस्टमेंट एंड मैन्युफैक्चरिंग जोन. Nilesh is also saying the same. So it looks like students on our group are doing their hard work, right? गौरव, कोई बात नहीं, आज कोई आइडिया नहीं है, अब तो आइडिया आ गया. इसी को तो कहते हैं प्रेपरेशन. जब आइडिया ना हो और आइडिया आ जाए, उसी को प्रेपरेशन कहते हैं. इलॉन मस्क ने कहा है एवरी डे इज अ न्यू बिगिनिंग, एवरी डे इज अ न्यू लर्निंग, राइट. आई होप यू नो हु इलॉन मस्क इज. सो चलो आगे बढ़ते हैं. प्रशांत कहते हैं कि आंसर इज ए, 2 and 3. तो देखते हैं करेक्ट आंसर क्या है. करेक्ट आंसर इज सी. ओके, सूरज ने पहली ही दफा में सही आंसर दे दिया था. सो कुडोज टू यू सूरज. प्रशांत, यस, योर आंसर इज सी. यस गौरव, SpaceX CEO, of course. Nilesh, the answer is C, 1 and 2. NIMZ, National Investment and Manufacturing Zone, aims to provide a productive environment for persons transitioning from प्राइमरी सेक्टर. प्राइमरी सेक्टर मतलब कौन सा सेक्टर? एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर. टू दी सेकेंडरी एंड टर्शियरी सेक्टर. सेकेंडरी सेक्टर में कौन सा सेक्टर आएगा? मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. और टर्शियरी सेक्टर कौन सा होता है? सर्विस सेक्टर, राइट. सो जो पीपल हु आर एम्प्लॉयड इन द एग्रीकल्चरल सेक्टर कैन बी एम्प्लॉयड इन द मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर and even the service sector, and that is what is the aim of NIMZ is. NIMZ of course can be proposed with a land area of at least 5,000 hectares. At least, look at the language, at least मतलब 5,000 से तो ज्यादा ही होना चाहिए, right. And land will be selected by the state governments and preference would be given to cultivable land. अब ये गलत statement हो गया, okay, because land will be selected by the state governments and preference would be given to uncultivable land. कल्टिवेबल लैंड को अगर आप प्रेफरेंस दोगे तो मतलब आप एग्रीकल्चर की लैंड डाइवर्ट कर रहे हो. और भारत तो एक कृषि प्रधान देश है, तो क्या भारत में ये सफल हो सकता है? ये समस्या खड़ी कर देगा. इसीलिए आप अनकल्टिवेबल लैंड को लेके उसमें NIMZ सेटअप कर सकते हो. यू कैन नॉट डाइवर्ट एग्रीकल्चरल लैंड टुवर्ड्स अदर एक्टिविटीज, राइट. सो द करेक्ट आंसर इज सी. सो सूरज हैज गिवन द करेक्ट आंसर. गौरव, ये सेशंस हमारे अभी कम से कम ये 10th सेशन हो रहा है. बाकी सेशंस जो आपके छूट गए हैं, यू कैन जस्ट चेक इट ऑन आवर वेबसाइट Oliveboard, राइट. या यूट्यूब चैनल पे आप हमारे जाइए, आपको पुराने सेशंस मिल जाएंगे. और आगे भी बहुत सेशंस प्लान्ड है आपके लिए. एटलीस्ट 18 सेशंस आर लेफ्ट, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग. सो काफी सेशंस आ रहे हैं. ओके, मूविंग फॉरवर्ड. Gaurav, I agree with you. If Tesla comes into India, then automobile industry will be revolutionized in our country. Yes, Gaurav, I think there's a playlist you will have to check on our YouTube channel. Question number 7. The new industrial policy will subsume the National Manufacturing Policy, that is NMP. Statement number 2. new industrial policy was formed by the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Which of the following statements is or are incorrect? Statement A, option A, 1 only. Option B, 2 only. Option C, 1 and 2. Option D, neither 1 nor 2. Okay, consider the following statements. Statement 1, the new industrial policy will subsume the national manufacturing policy. Statement 2, new industrial policy was formed by the Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Which of the following statements is or are incorrect? A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, D, neither 1 nor 2. So Nilesh and Ishita feel the answer is D, whereas Deepika feels the answer is C, Manjot also feels the answer is C, Prashant feels the answer is B, Parshuram feels the answer is B, एंड गौरव को दोनों सही लग रहे हैं. बट मियाँ आपको आंसर तो देना है, क्या लग रहा है ये मत बताइए, क्या है ये बताइए. इन एग्जाम यू हैव टू बी एब्सोल्युटली क्रिस्टल क्लियर. ओके, Manjot also feels that the answer is D, neither 1 nor 2. So which of the following statements are incorrect? Okay, look at the language. So the answer is D. The Department of Industrial Policy and Promotion, Ministry of Commerce and Industry initiated the process of formulation of a new industrial policy in May 2017. And the 6 areas include manufacturing and MSME, technology and innovation, ease of doing business, infrastructure and investment, trade and fiscal policy, skills and employability for the future. So these are your key takeaways, boys and girls. Keep taking note of these in your exam, in your copies, right? So yes, most of you have given the correct answer, and I'm mightily and heartily pleased with your efforts right now. Let's move on to the next question, boys and girls. Question number 8. In strategic disinvestment, this is the first statement. In strategic disinvestment, the minimum shares to be divested will be 51%. Statement number 2, earlier public sector undertakings for strategic sale were identified by Niti Aayog, but now DPAM, that is the Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, and Niti Aayog will jointly identify PSUs for strategic disinvestment. Which of the following statements is or are incorrect? A, 1 only, B, 2 only, C, both 1 and 2, D, neither 1 nor 2. Okay. So Manjot, Ranjita, Nilesh and Gaurav, all of you are of the opinion that both the statements are correct. Suraj whereas feels that only statement 1 is correct. Right. So Suraj is going against the tide. Suraj is going against the conventional notion here. Correct bola hai. Okay. In strategic disinvestment, the minimum shares to be divested will be 51%. Earlier, PSUs for strategic sale were identified by Niti Aayog, but now DPAM and Niti Aayog will jointly identify PSUs for strategic disinvestment. ये स्टेटमेंट अकेला 2 मार्कर के लिए आ सकता है. राइट, डरने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है. जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट एरियाज है वो मैं कवर कर रहा हूं, तो कम से कम इन टॉपिक्स को ही आप देख लो या इन लेक्चर्स को देख लो, तो काफी सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स आपके क्लियर हो जाएंगे. Prashant feels only 2 is the correct answer. Ishita also feels that B is the correct answer. Only 2. So I'll wait for another 5 seconds for you to give the correct answer. Let's see what the correct answer is. Prashant feels answer is only 2. So moving on, let's see what's the correct answer. The correct answer is C. Okay. Both 1 and 2 are correct. What is strategic disinvestment? It is the transfer of ownership and control of a public sector entity to some other entity. अगर कंट्रोल देना है तो 51% तो होना ही चाहिए भैया. मेजॉरिटी स्टेक होल्डर जो कंपनी बनती है उसी के पास कंट्रोल आता है. तो आप सपोज आप बीपीसीएल का डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट कर रहे हो, बीपीसीएल के आपने 20% शेयर बेच दिए, तो दैट इज जस्ट नॉर्मल डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट. स्ट्रैटेजिक डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट तो तब होगा जब बीपीसीएल के 51% शेयर्स आप प्राइवेट एंटिटीज को बेच दो. Right, that is called as strategic disinvestment. So what is the essence of strategic disinvestment? It will lead to privatization. यहाँ 20% शेयर सेल करके प्राइवेटाइजेशन नहीं हो रहा है, because the control is still with the government. Right? I hope you're understanding. Right? So the essence of strategic disinvestment was that the minimum shares to be divested will be 51% and the wholesale sale of shares will be done to a strategic partner having international class experience and expertise in the sector. Okay. And the as you can see, the answer is C. Even statement number 2 is correct. Now Niti Aayog along with Deepam will identify the PSUs for strategic disinvestment. Okay. So those who have given C as the correct answer, congratulations to you. Question number 9. Consider the following statements. The proceeds from disinvestment will be channelized into the National Investment Fund, which is to be maintained outside the Consolidated Fund of India. Statement number 2. 25% of the annual income of the fund will be used to finance selected social sector schemes which promote education, health, and employment. Which of the following statements is or are correct? A. One only. B. Two only. C. Both. D. None of the above. What do you think is the correct answer, boys and girls? Consider the following statements. Statement number 1. The proceeds from disinvestment will be channelized into the National Investment Fund, which is to be maintained outside the Consolidated Fund of India. Statement number 2. 25% of the annual income of the fund will be used to finance selected social sector schemes which promote education, health, and employment. Which of the following statements is or are correct? A. One only. B. Two only. C. Both. And D. None. क्वेश्चन टफ है बट एक और चीज क्वेश्चन से टफ है और वो है गौरव. गौरव, यू आर टफर देन द क्वेश्चन. Today the question is killing you. On the examination day, you are going to kill the questions. Do not worry at all. Okay, so Ranjita says the answer is C. Deepika says the answer is B. Manjot D. Parshuram A. Ishita A. Varnika is confused between B and D. So make up your mind quickly. Parshuram feels A. Suraj Kumar C. Gaurav feels the answer is both C. I'm waiting for some more responses. 5 seconds to go. Let's see what the correct answer is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The correct answer is A. Ishita, you're correct. Parshuram, you're correct. Okay, you've given the correct answer. One only is the correct answer. This is a factually correct statement. What is factually correct? That the proceeds from the disinvestment will be channelized into NIF. Okay, which is to be maintained outside the Consolidated Fund of India. Right. अब statement number 2 गलत है. 75% of the annual income of the fund will be used to finance selected social sector schemes which promote education, health, and employment. Right. The residual 25% of the annual income of the fund will be used to meet the capital investment requirements of the profitable and revivable PSUs that yield adequate returns in order to enlarge their capital base to finance expansion and diversification. Right. मतलब ये 25% पैसा उसमें डालेंगे जहां पे जो PSUs को रिवाइव किया जा सकता है. Nilesh, government allocated 6,000 crores for NIF. That was called as a budgetary allocation. अब पैसा आप कहां से जोड़ते हो, that is important. या तो गवर्नमेंट बजट के थ्रू दे दे एनआईएफ के लिए पैसा, या आप स्ट्रेटेजिक डिसइन्वेस्टमेंट कर लो, उसके थ्रू आपको पैसा मिले. तो ये तो सोर्सेस हो गए, मगर उस एनआईएफ को यूज कैसे किया जाएगा उसके बारे में ये चीज है, विच इज योर की टेक अवे फ्रॉम दिस पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन. आई होप यू आर गेटिंग द एसेंस ऑफ व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू से. ओके, so the answer is say A. Okay, Prashant, yes, you've given the correct answer. So way to go. More power to you. Question number 10. Consider the following statements. Statement number 1. In 2013, the government approved restructuring of the NIF and decided that the disinvestment proceeds with effect from the fiscal year 2013 and 14 will be credited to the existing public account under the head NIF. Okay. Statement number 2. Subscribing to the shares being issued by the central public sector enterprises, including public sector banks and public sector insurance companies on rights basis, so as to ensure 49% government ownership in them. Which of the following statements is or are incorrect? Okay. So this is again a little bit on the tougher side, but I am deliberately putting some tough questions to make sure that you are ready for any eventuality in the exam, right? आपकी हालत पृथ्वी शॉ जैसी ना हो, इसीलिए आपके लिए टफ क्वेश्चंस भी डाले गए हैं, राइट? नहीं तो दोनों इनिंग्स में या दोनों फेजेस में 0 मिलेगा। इसलिए यहाँ टफ क्वेश्चंस डाल के आपको यहीं पे रणजी ट्रॉफी में ही हारना है, क्योंकि आपको टेस्ट मैच तो जीतना है, ये बात याद रखो। So Manjot feels that the answer is B, 2 only. Deepika feels the answer is D, none. Suraj feels the answer is A, 1 only. So I'm getting a lot of different answers here, quite interesting. None of you seem to have developed a consensus on the question. So let's see what the correct answer is. Ishita and Nilesh both feel the answer is B, whereas Prashant feels the answer is C. I'll give you another 10 seconds because this is a little bit on the tougher side. But anyways, वो आरबीआई ही क्या जिसमें टफ क्वेश्चन ना आए, सही बात है, राइट? और टफ क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करने का मजा ही कुछ और होता है. So let's see what's the correct answer. Parshuram feels it is B, Varnika feels it is A, Ranjita feels it is C. So the correct answer is A. Subscribing to the shares being issued by the CPSEs, including PSBs and public sector insurance companies on rights basis, so as to ensure 51% government ownership in them, not 49%. Okay. And preferential allotment of shares of CPSEs to promoters, so that the government shareholding does not go down below 51%. मतलब गवर्नमेंट का आपको क्या करना है, गवर्नमेंट का मेजॉरिटी स्टेक होल्डर मेंटेन करना है. क्यों? ताकि प्राइवेट प्लेयर मेजॉरिटी स्टेक होल्डर ना बने. अगर प्राइवेट प्लेयर मेजॉरिटी स्टेक होल्डर बन जाएगा तो काफी सारी गवर्नमेंट होल्डिंग्स के ऊपर कंट्रोल आ जाएगा, विच इज नॉट इन द बेस्ट इंटरेस्ट of the country, right? You need the government to have control over the central public sector enterprises, whereas statement number 1 is correct. So that is your key takeaway from this question or from this statement, that in 2013 the government approved restructuring of the NIF and decided that the disinvestment proceeds, मतलब जो disinvestment से पैसा मिलेगा with effect from the fiscal year 2013 and 14 will be credited to which account? It will go into the public account. Under which head? Under the NIF head, right? So this is your key takeaway. Do not miss out on that. Okay. हाँ मनजोत, कमेंट्री बढ़िया करता हूँ क्योंकि आजकल इंडिया अच्छी पोजीशन में है, तो मेरा भी मोरल थोड़ा हाई है. फर्स्ट स्टेज देखा था तब मोरल इतना डाउन हो गया था कि कमेंट्री करने की इच्छा नहीं हुई. ठीक है. एनीवेज द आंसर इज ए. Which of the following is incorrectly matched? Minimum Wages Act 1948, Maternity Benefit Act 1961, Payment of Bonus Act 1971, Trade Unions Act 1926. Now ये क्वेश्चन डिफिकल्ट है, 2 मार्कर करके आ सकता है, बिकॉज एक्ट्स और उनके ईयर्स आपको पता रहना जरूरी है. ओके. वर्णिका, पब्लिक अकाउंट वो होता है जो जहां से गवर्नमेंट अपना पैसा, जो पब्लिक का पैसा है, गवर्नमेंट कैन यूज इट फॉर the benefit and the welfare of the public itself. That is called as a public account. Okay. ठीक है. So which of the following is incorrectly matched? The Minimum Wages Act 1948, Maternity Benefit Act 1961, Payment of Bonus Act 1971, the Trade Unions Act 1926. Right? Prashant feels the answer is B. Parshuram feels the answer is C. Varnika feels the answer is C. So I can see that a lot of you are going with C, whereas Vishal feels the answer is D. Okay. Parshuram is giving a clarification that the Payment of Bonus Act was introduced in 1965. I don't know. I'll wait for another 5 seconds to reveal the correct answer when I open the Pandora's box. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Payment of Bonus Act was passed in 1965. So the answer has to be C. Deepika, Nilesh, Suraj, Ishita, Varnika, you've given the correct answer. Brilliantly done. I wasn't expecting a lot of people to give the correct answer. This tells me that the people on this group are actually working very, very hard. Right? So other options are correct. So भैया जो correct options है उसको देख लो और रट लो. कुछ कुछ चीजें आरबीआई ग्रेड में रटनी होती है. मुझे पता है आपको रटना पसंद नहीं क्योंकि आप एप्लीकेबिलिटी और एनालिसिस में बिलीव करते हो, बट अगेन कभी कभी रटना बहुत जरूरी होता है. Minimum Wages Act 1948, Maternity Benefit Act 1961, Trade Unions Act 1926. These are all correct. The Payments of Bonus Act should be 1965. So the correct answer is C. Question number 12. Who had formulated the Employees Provident Fund scheme? A. Medical Benefit Council. B. Employees State Insurance Company. C. The state government. D. The central government. What do you think is the correct answer? Who had formulated the EPF? EPFO के बारे में आपने सुना होगा, राइट? तो ये स्कीम किसने लाई है? मेडिकल बेनिफिट काउंसिल, ईएसआईसी, दैट इज एम्प्लॉय स्टेट इंश्योरेंस कंपनी, स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. क्या लगता है आपको? नीलेश को लगता है बी, दीपिका को भी लगता है बी, शाश्वत ऑल्सो फील्स बी, परशुराम बी, मंजोत बी, सूरज बी, मंजोत इशिता बी, राइट? आई डोंट नो व्हाट इज द करेक्ट आंसर. अब सभी को बी लग रहा है तो ऑफ कोर्स इट इज नेसेसरी टू गो विथ एवरीबॉडी and the answer is D. Okay. Oh my lord, this is a harakiri. This is what has just happened. Everybody said the answer was B, but now it is revealed to you that the answer is in fact D. It is the central government, right? The Employees Provident Fund is the main scheme under the Employees Provident Funds and the Miscellaneous Provisions Act 1952, and the scheme is managed by EPFO, which actually is coming under the central government. It covers every office which has 20 or more employees. ESIC is Employees State Insurance Corporation, whereas EPFO as an organization comes under central government, जो मैंने आपको यहाँ पे ही हिंट दे दी थी. Okay. सो यहां पे देखिए इस तरह आपके आंसर, यू गाइज जस्ट जंप द गन, यू गाइज जस्ट फ्लू ऑफ द चार्ट्स. डोंट बिकम टू व्हाट यू कैन से excited when you see a very easy question. This is a typical case, a typical example wherein you will be so excited when you see a easy question that you'll end up giving the wrong answer. EPF और ESIC में फंडामेंटल डिफरेंस है और वो फंडामेंटल डिफरेंस आपको पता होना चाहिए. तो आज का आपको होम असाइनमेंट ये है कि आप देखिए कि ईपीएफओ स्टैंड्स फॉर व्हाट एंड ईएसआईसी स्टैंड्स फॉर व्हाट, राइट? ईपीएफओ का एग्जाम यूपीएससी कराती है और उसका नोटिफिकेशन जारी हो चुका है और 9 मई 2021 को उसकी परीक्षा है, राइट? सो द आंसर इज डी. Which article of the Indian Constitution gives freedom to form a trade union? Very important. Which article of the Indian Constitution gives freedom to form a trade union? Article 23. B. Article 19 subclause 1 subclause C. Article 24. Article 14. एग्जाम में हो सकता है कि ये क्वेश्चन ना आए, मगर अगर कभी आरबीआई ग्रेड बी वालों को लगा कि चलो लेट्स स्टम्प द स्टूडेंट्स, लेट्स फ्लमक्स देम, लेट्स डेसिमेट देयर एफर्ट्स बाय आस्किंग देम ए नॉन कन्वेंशनल क्वेश्चन, तो अब ट्रेड यूनियन के बारे में बहुत बात चल रही, तो हो सकता है कि इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के बारे में इक्का दुक्का सवाल पूछा जाए, राइट? तो कौन से आर्टिकल के अंडर आ सकता है? आर्टिकल 23, आर्टिकल 19 सब क्लॉज 1 सब क्लॉज सी, आर्टिकल 24 एंड आर्टिकल 14. व्हाट डू यू थिंक इज द करेक्ट आंसर? सो गौरव feels the answer is article 23. Nilesh feels the answer is article 23 sub clause 4. So Nilesh is more specific with his answer. I don't know the answer. I will reveal you. I will reveal the answer to you in about 10 seconds. 10 seconds to go. Varnika feels the answer is section 14. That is article 14. Varnika. When you speak about the constitution, you don't say section. You talk about the articles. Parshuram feels the answer is A. Article 23. So which article of the Indian Constitution gives the freedom to form a trade union? Article 23, Article 19, subclause 1, subclause C, Article 24, Article 14. What do you think is the correct answer? So I'll wait for another 5 seconds for you to come up with the right answer. What do you think is the right answer, boys and girls? Which article of the Indian Constitution gives freedom to form a trade union? The answer is obviously B. Article 19, subclause 1, subclause C gives everyone the right to form associations or unions. The Trade Unions Act 1926, amended in 2001, contains rules on governance and general rights of trade unions. So the answer is B. Prashant, you're right. Okay. Everybody else, you're wrong. Unfortunately, I would have loved all of you to have given the correct answer, but unfortunately, I have to reveal to you that the answer is B. Article 19. Question number 14. The penultimate question of the session. Who is an exempted employee under the Employee State Insurance Act 1948? हु इज एग्जेम्प्टेड एम्प्लॉय, एग्जेम्प्टेड कौन है भैया ये देख लो, ए employee who is a minor, b employee who is not liable under the act to pay the employee's contribution, c minor employee who is not liable under the act to pay the employee's contribution, d none of the above. थोड़ा ट्रिकी क्वेश्चन है, बहुत डिफिकल्ट है ऐसी बात नहीं है, बट इट्स अ लिटिल बिट ऑन द ट्रिकियर साइड, right? You're always tempted to answer such questions, but invariably what happens that you end up eliminating two options, but you are left with two confusing options, and then you walk into a trap. So don't walk into a trap. Listen to the statements and read the statements carefully. Okay, कहते हैं ना, read the offer document carefully before investing, read the question statement carefully before answering. Who is an exempted employee under the Employee State Insurance Act 1948? A. Employee who is a minor. B. Employee who is not liable under the Act to pay the employee's contribution. C. Minor employee who is not liable under the Act to pay the employee's contribution. D. None of the above. Gaurav, Ranjita, Nilesh and Manjot, all of these aspirants feel the answer is B. Suraj Kumar also seconds their opinion that the answer is B. Should I wait for some more people to answer, or should I reveal the answer to you? Okay, I'll wait for another 15 seconds to go. Deepika and Ishita both feel the answer is B. Let's see what's the correct answer. The answer is indeed B. A round of applause for all of you. A rapturous round of applause for all of you. Right? The answer is indeed B. An employee who is not liable under the Act to pay the employee's contribution. जो एक्ट के अंदर नहीं आता, that employee is exempt. It primarily means that they're exempt from receiving overtime pay. Exempt employees stand in contrast to non-exempt employees, which are paid minimum wage and overtime above the standard 40-hour work week. Okay. So final question of the day. Statement number 1, the International Labour Organization is a United Nations agency whose mandate is to advance social and economic justice through setting international labor standards. 2. Founded in 1919 under the League of Nations, it is the first and the oldest specialized agency of UN. Which of the following statements are correct? A. 1 only, B. 2 only, C. both, D. none of the above. What do you think is the correct answer? I'll wait for some more time. The ILO, which is based out of Geneva in Switzerland, is a United Nations agency whose mandate is to advance social and economic justice through setting international labor standards. Statement number 2, founded in 1919 under the League of Nations, it is the first and the oldest specialized agency of the United Nations. Which of the following is or are correct? A. 1 only, B. 2 only, C. both, D. none. So what do you think is the correct answer? Aniket feels A, Gaurav feels C, Suraj feels A, Deepika feels C. What do you think is the correct answer? Nilesh also feels C, Neha also feels C, Manjot feels it is A, Prashant feels it is C, Neha feels C. Okay, Prashant C, Parshuram B, Nilesh कहता है both right है, Neha कहती है C. Again, both are right. What do you think is the correct answer? I'll wait for another 5 seconds to go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I know I'm a little bit on the faster side, but let's take a look at the correct answer. The correct answer is C indeed. Right? Most of you have given the correct answer. So I'm pleasantly surprised. And I'm very glad that your preparation is moving in the right direction. Come at the hour, come at the man. Given the correct answer, there you are, on your way to becoming an RBI Grade B officer. The ILO is a United Nations agency whose mandate is to advance social and economic justice. भैया ये जिनीवा स्विट्जरलैंड में है, ठीक है? It was founded in 1919 under the League of Nations, and it is the first and the oldest specialized agency of the UN. Quite an interesting fact over there, a key takeaway for you to take home today. It sets international labor standards, promotes rights at work, and encourages decent employment opportunities, the enhancement of social protection, and the strengthening of dialogue on work-related issues. Okay, so most of you have given the correct answer. Thank you, Gaurav, for your vote of confidence on me. I will try my level best to match up to the expectations. So today, we have come to the end of our session. I will be conducting more such sessions. So देखिए हम कम से कम 30 सेशंस ऐसे करने वाले हैं. So 450 क्वेश्चन तो आपके यहीं पे प्रिपेयर हो जाएंगे. Just make sure that you are present on time, and just make sure that you download all the PDFs from our website, or from our link description, or from our app store. Right? So ये 450 क्वेश्चन और इसके एक्सप्लेनेशन आपको बहुत बढ़िया तरीके से आरबीआई ग्रेड बी के लिए तैयार करेंगे. और आरबीआई ग्रेड बी के लिए अगर आपको बहुत ऑलराउंड तरीके से तैयारी करनी है, तो फॉर दैट वी हैव आरबीआई ग्रेड बी लर्न पैक. in which you are going to get detailed notes for each chapter of ESI, finance and management, monthly current affairs, coverage of RBI notifications, SECCA, budget and economic survey, 10 full-length mock tests, 20 full-length mock tests for phase 2, 60 sectional tests for phase 1, and 90 plus topic tests for phase 1. If you want to make sure that your preparation for RBI Grade B soars like a rocket of SpaceX guided by Elon Musk, then you should register for our RBI Grade B complete course, in which you will get recorded classes on each chapter of ESI, finance and management, most of which are going to be conducted by yours truly, Rohan Dange. You will have revision live classes on descriptive English paper, exam strategy sessions, live practice sessions, and of course everything else that you're getting in RBI Grade B Learn Pack. राइट बहुत सारे टेस्ट भी आपको मिलेंगे 10 फुल लेंथ मॉक टेस्ट 20 फुल लेंथ मॉक टेस्ट फॉर phase 1 and phase 2 right. So with this I come to the end of this session. Have a great week. This is the last week of 2020. Make the most of it, delete it from your memory and start 2021 with a bang. I am expecting to see all of you in your full glory for your preparation for RBI Grade B. Let 2021 be the year of reckoning. Let 2020 be the year that shaped and changed your life. This is Rohan Dange signing off from Oliveboard.com. Good night. Take care. Stay safe.